Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to be looking at a build that I've been hesitant to actually work on. What that build is the Land Rover Defender 110 double cab pickup. This monstrosity right here. Now the reason we're looking at this A-class build right here is because of this challenge that I'm going to show over here somewhere. So it is 10 wins in A-class using this vehicle to unlock the super custom body kit for it. So I have won one race and placed second in one race since I started using this build. It's obviously not going to win them all, but as far as this vehicle goes and building it without having to do an engine swap, I think it's as good as you're going to get. So let's check it out right now. So, like I said, you're going to use the 4.0 liter inline 6, which I think is the base engine. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the inline 4. So maybe this is an engine swap. Either way, we're going to use the 4.0 liter inline 6 for this. The parts, we're just going to use the basic induction, the sport ECU, the super fuel system, the sporty exhaust, the super screw supercharger, the sport nitrous with the elite neutral suspension, the pro brakes, the elite grip tires, the elite clutch, the 6-speed pro gearbox, and the elite differential. I guess I could add this stuff in. So with super nitrous grip and super nitrous drift, the handling for the car is 55% grip, steering sensitivity all the way up, 1, 2, 3, to the right for the downforce, and the drift entry is set to brake tap. Alright, let's go see if we can find somebody to race me in this thing, and if I can actually win the series or not. Oh, and that is going to give us a top speed of 172 miles per hour, which is pretty good for A-class. A 0 to 60 of 3.8 and a quarter mile of 12.2. Alright, let's go get into that race. Hopefully. Alright, so here we go. And we'll see how this goes. I got one person to race against. And so far, I've put a decent amount of distance between us. This thing actually does handle quite well, which is surprising to me. It's a little slow on getting its drifts going, but it does get them going. It handles way better than I expect this boat of a vehicle. Whoa, till you do something silly like that. It handles way better than I expect it to handle. I mean, as far as builds for this vehicle go to try and complete that challenge, I do think this is the way to go. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a better build out there that I just haven't found yet. But I really think this is it. It's a little slow getting up to top speed, but come on, what car in A-class isn't slow getting up to top speed? I can think of one, and it was my Lamborghini Huracan Performante build that I made that has the lowest top speed I've ever seen of any A-class car, but it accelerates super quick. You should check it out if you haven't already. So unless I majorly mess up, it looks like I'm probably going to get the win. But like I said, I could easily mess up and then they could get the win. But we're almost done with this race. For being as heavy of a vehicle as it is, it flies surprisingly well. And here we are down the stretch. That was one. 1 out of 3. Hopefully he sticks around and maybe he'll be a little bit more of a challenge going forward. I'm not sure. I do know this M4 can race. I have been beaten by the M4 in A class before. Alright, so here we are with the OG. This is a little bit different. It's a lot less open road and a lot more tight corners. At least in one section of the race, obviously, with 1 or 2 good long straights. One long straight that's actually straight, and then another long straight that's got a couple curves to it. So, took that corner, no problem. And now it's just a matter of staying in the lead and maintaining it. I give the guy credit, he's still trying. I appreciate that. I mean, you're not going to learn anything if you just quit every time you're not going to win. So here we come up to this section. I usually drift it, except I messed up my drift, so it didn't really matter. But I still ended up with a good amount of burst knots right there. This one, depending on what car you're using, you may or may not want to drift that corner so you don't catch that piece of concrete that's just hanging out there. So here we go down this nice long stretch of road, and we topped 140. That's pretty good. And I'm putting pretty decent distance between me and him. I think he just messed up that corner because it looked like he was starting to catch up a little bit, and then all of a sudden he just like stopped on the mini map. He's getting a little gain right there, but that's because, you know, you have to slow down a little in that corner because it forces you to. So that was a grip turn with boost is what that was. And here we are for the final flyaway section. And let's see how much time between me and their finish. I put a good amount of distance between the two of us. Over 500 yards. I am curious to see what the difference. Oh, there he goes. So, what was that, 9-second difference. Not bad in an A+ race. 9 seconds is a lot. All right, this is kind of the great equalizer. It's a race where if you don't get up to speed fast, even if you have a good top speed, you can get passed and beaten. So let's see if he does better, if they do better on this race than what they have been doing. I wish you could skip that. Alright, and we're off. At the moment, he's keeping up with me. He must have just messed the launches in the last 2 races or something, because there's no reason I could see him all of a sudden just being right there with me when in the past 2 races he couldn't. Oops. He done messed up. You done messed up, AA Ron. So in my A-Class 71 Skyline, I'm usually doing about 157 coming off of that on-ramp. And I have not broken 150 yet with this car. And I don't think I'm going to, in all honesty. But like I said, I never claimed this was the best A-Class car at all. I just think it's the best build to finish this challenge in A-Class. That you have to. Got lucky that thing wasn't a little closer than what it was. Alright. I thought he was actually going to give me a challenge on this race, but he messed it up coming into the tunnel. which is easy to do when you're going, 240 miles an hour in a Regera. Less easy to do in a A-Class M4 convertible, I would have thought. Anyhow, as you can see, I have won this series of races. I think this is a pretty decent build. Honestly, I wouldn't use it any other time except for trying to complete this challenge, but here it is for you if you're still trying to do that one and need a build to complete it. Like I said, you're not going to win them all. This car is not built to win them all. It can win enough. It can win 10 over time. So that's going to do it for me today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, leave me some comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.